Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Sushi Dragon Masters, and today I am going to do my August wrap-up. So I am a little late to this, but in August I read 6 books, and we will now get into those books. So the first thing I read in August was Don't Judge a Girl by Her Cover by Allie Carter. This was originally on my Booktubeathon TBR, but I did not finish it, so I finished it in the first couple days of August. I did start it in July, but I finished it in August, so it counts for that. This is the 3rd book of the Gallagher Girls series, so I won't go into much about plot because spoilers, but I did enjoy it just like I've enjoyed all the other ones, and I gave it a 4 out of 5. Then I read Tone Deaf by Olivia Rivers. This was a book that I had heard about a little bit and I really wanted to read, and I got it while I was on vacation and I read it, and it was really, really good. It's about a girl who wins this contest type thing to meet this band, and then she ends up going on like a sort of kind of adventure type thing. Basically she kind of joins their tour. So, I was expecting this to be like a light, cute romance story, but it was not. It was really, there's a lot more to it. There's more plot. It was pretty realistic for the most part. I mean, yeah, I guess I'd say it was pretty realistic. The main character of this book is deaf. I did know that going into it, but I really liked how the character didn't really necessarily dwell upon the fact that she was deaf, and had she not been deaf, the story could have gone out the same way. So it really was just normal person, normal, well, not really normal circumstances, but you know what, it's a young adult fiction, so that's, normal circumstances no longer exist. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5, and I did enjoy it a lot more than I expected to. The next thing I read was my pick for the Sushi Dragon reading challenge. The reading challenge was to read a short story, and I read the story of The Good Little Boy by Mark Twain. I gave it a 4 out of 5, and I mean, it was a short story by Mark Twain. It was enjoyable, so I recommend it. The next thing I read was Akamath. I gave it 5 out of 5. Not going to talk much about it because it's a sequel, but all I'm going to say is Resand. I love Resand. Just Resand. Then the next thing I read, I am counting it as a book I read because it is a book, technically. I mean, it's in book form, and I am counting it. And it is Pooped Puppies, and this was put together by Robin Haywood, and I gave this a 5 out of 5. It is basically just pictures of sleeping puppies. I opened right to a lab puppy. I love lab puppies, and with quotes, and I don't know what other rating you could give this thing besides 5 out of 5 because puppies are adorable. Like, you don't even necessarily have to like the quote, you just have to like the adorable, adorable puppies. And I love lab puppies, and it's just like overflowing with labs, and I love it. Then, the last thing I read was All the Feels by Danica Stone. So, if you remember in my TBR, I said I was very excited to read this. I'm not excited that I read it. I gave it a 2 out of 5. I really, really did not like this. It was so weird. Like, I am a fangirl, okay? I acknowledge that. I am in many fandoms. I get all the feels from many things. None of them came from this book that is titled All the Feels. But, like, when a fictional character dies, I don't sit there unable to get out of bed for months. because I move on to more fictional characters and hope they don't die. And it was just it was falsely advertised. I was a victim of false advertising. So if this is your favorite book, good for you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I just didn't. So that was my wrap up. Comment down below and let me know what you read this month, or if you read anything I have read, and if so, what you thought about it. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can find out what I'm reading next month, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!